channel.
All right. Okay, son. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to X and Y Gaming. I'm introducing, but this is actually Arthur's video. And for those of you guys who don't know, I am Kevin Online. I come from the channel itsumoListless. And hey, Arthur, welcome to your channel.
I'm just happy to be here, dude.
For sure. Alright, so there was a Pokemon Direct today. Did you watch it?
Yes, and actually, I'm very excited. Honestly, you know what? I started playing this since Red and Blue on a little block Game Boy, and now we're here. It's crazy, you know how far you come.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely feel that. I was actually thinking this as I was watching the direct video. God, man, I remember.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since Pokemon Blue.
I would say it's been a long time since I was excited for Pokemon, but I mean that was like what, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. That's not that long ago. Let's go. Oh, jeez. So, all right, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Where do we start? First of all, the start of the video, what do we even see? Like, right, it's the cows, the backgrounds. Yeah, you kind of see some battling, I guess. It's just you see the guy, right? You see the new trainer, which you know right from the bat. That's not just a new trainer. You just know that's your rival.
Doesn't he look very douchey?
I mean,
I guess that's kind of what they're going for, though, since he's supposed to be like he's a brother, right? The sibling of the champion.
Yeah. He's the Leo. He's Leo's brother, Hop.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess when you're when you're a champion, you might as well be as extravagant as you want, huh? Oh shit.
I mean, yeah, that guy looks pretty. The champion guy looks like really smarmy. Like how would I put it? He's like the Iron Man of this game. It's just not actually made in an iron suit, but a billionaire douchebag.
Yeah, I mean, was it on Gamexplain that they were saying that that the people are thinking that he's going to be a fraud or something? Did you get that feeling?
Not until they said that, but then but because there's also the part where they're like, the battles, the crowd gets wild, and then it just cuts to a shot of the crowd in game, and that's their same full level intensity throughout the entire match. Mm-hmm. So there is no level of, oh my god, they're going crazier, because that's probably the only thing you're ever going to see anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case. I would be surprised if he... I mean, I would be surprised if he ends up being a fraud. If he ends up somehow being a secret villain or something in the story, then that I could see that being more the case. But I also doubt it, because if you look at I don't remember her name, but it was the champion from X and Y. She was extremely extravagant too in the way she was dressed or presented. So,
see, I should know this. Like, I've been so out of the loop of Pokemon for so long that I don't even remember her name. Dianthia, I think it's... I think that's her name. Shit. X and Y.
Yeah.
You know what? We are in the age of technology. Can I just... Okay, Google. Who was the Pokemon... Can't reach Google at the moment.
It's cool, man. We can do this later. Alright.
Oh, it's true. I know why. It's because it's in Discord.
Right. Okay, so
I can't use my microphone.
It's all good, man. Alright, it doesn't really matter. It's just the point is that she looks very fancy, just like this guy looks very fancy. So I don't think that he's going to be bad, or I don't think that he's going to be a fraud or anything. I think that that's just people kind of speculating, but I think that he is just going to be some really strong dude. You can like.
Probably. He has a Charizard, so that's like classic tough guy Pokemon.
I mean, that's what they did in Detective Pikachu, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. When you want, gotta go make me look tough. Give him a Charizard. Yeah. I'm hella tough. Look at my Charizard. Look at Battle Scar. You scarred him. And it's like a little tiny Pikachu, and you're getting angry. It's like, what? I don't know. He's supposed to be like this tough big bad boy, and he's treating it like you scuffed his shoe.
Yeah, for sure.
That's off the topic. So Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah, so Pokemon Sword and Shield. All right, so let's talk about the first 3 Pokemon that they revealed. I don't know their names.
Yeah.
I don't know their names, and I don't really want to look it up.
Grookey, Sobble, and Scorbunny. There, I can learn.
Not them. I'm talking about the new
They're
one.
all right, man. I like.
You want to talk about the starters?
I like Grookey. I like the monkey. He looks really chill. Sobble's cute and all. Scorbunny looks really cool. They fist bump. That's nice. I want the monkey.
Okay, all right. I was originally talking about the new ones that they the ones that they revealed that you can find in the wild. But okay, let's talk about the starters. I love the starters. I love all 3 of them. As a matter of fact, I posted it up online earlier. It was a screenshot from the direct from the video feed.
Sure.
It was the 3 of them, and I think Sabo was like seen smiling or something. I posted. I was like, I love you 3. I can't wait to meet you all. I'm into both. I'm into all 3 of them. I think I'm gonna go with Bunny or Scorbunny. Sorry.
Yeah. Honestly, I like Scorbunny. Like I said, they do a little fist bump. That's cute. It's a little fire bunny. It's adorable. Give me the monkey. Just I will protect it with my life. I want it. What? I cannot. What do you think they evolve into? What do you think your Scorbunny is gonna? What is that?
I think he's gonna look like a bunny version of the Flash.
Oh. All right.
I'm not even kidding.
All right. So would that be fire or electric?
I think it's good. Oh, I don't know. I didn't think about the typing, but I was thinking like, I was just thinking that it was gonna be like, you know, a Pokemon that just never skips leg day.
What? Okay. So let's see. Where did Grookey get off to? Because I know, and I'm not gonna try to find. Hopefully, I don't kill myself with this. Actually, trying to find it. Grookey with the he holds a thing, like it shows him holding a thing because he's like, you know, he's like a drummer Pokemon or whatever. Yeah, there. Yeah. He's got a stick. He's got a stick in his hand. So imagine, he's a monkey. So imagine a giant great ape dude with trees, and he just whacks you with them. What are you gonna do to that?
I mean, I kind of think that it's probably gonna be like a take on the Monkey King.
Yeah,
from
probably.
Journey to the West.
What does he look like?
I think.
I can.
Well, like, you know how.
I can Google it.
Well, like
I'll
Goku
put an
from
image
Dragon
on
Ball.
screen. Oh.
Well, yeah, you know how like Kid Goku, he had the stick.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah. So
you know what? Okay. Oh. I hope he doesn't evolve into like an Ozoru kind of thing. I guess that'll be kind of cool if he does, but come on, give me like a cute third stage monkey that's kind of like lazy and silly. What? Sobble, what are you doing? What are you gonna turn into? Like just a bigger version of yourself? What is this, Gen 2?
It's just gonna be a giant baby that's just crying all the time. No. All right, so maybe that's how he grows up, but then that's how he starts off, but then when he grows up, he's gonna be like the toughest, raddest dude that you ever lay eyes on. It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be like that meme where
glow up.
Like this is the guy that steals your girl or something.
You're at the park. This guy walks up to your girl, slaps her butt, and says, "Come on, babe." What do you do?
Yeah, that guy. That's gonna be Sobble.
But they have more Pokemon than just the starters. They have the giant Raven Bird that I want like an army of, honestly.
What when they said that this is gonna be the way that you're going to be flying from town to town, I was like super hooked on it. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a taxi service. This is gonna be like the Raven Uber of the Pokemon world.
The Raven Uber. Oh, that is beautiful. Because I mean, I imagine you just bring up a map. You're like, I want to go there. He drops down and then takes you there. I don't know when that's available, and we can get to the battling in a minute. But in terms of like what's available, like I want to talk about that. I want to just mention this now, that I don't think the gimmick of blowing your Pokemon up in terms of size is locked to like progression. The new battle mechanic of blowing your Pokemon up to extreme proportions, like X and Y. The first thing they introduce is Mega Evolution, and they lock it behind 3 gyms. And this one, you have to be able to do it to even do the first gym. I don't know when you can fly. I don't know when you're gonna be able to.
Okay.
I don't know when you're gonna be able to gain to fly, but it looks like in terms of battling, they're not gonna hold that behind any sort of like gameplay progression.
Okay, I got it. All right. It's just because when they introduced the
I know. Like I said, I shouldn't have jumped up that over far to battling yet, but the whole of I don't know when you're gonna be able to use him as a flying mechanic made me think of, but I know you're going to be able to have to do at least this first, like soon. Like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up. We hadn't got there yet.
Yeah, because it's definitely part of the first gym, right?
I mean, it has to be.
It's supposed to be. Yeah, like from what it seems like, you know how in Sun and Moon you had to do the trials, and there was like the totem Pokemon.
Yes, this is like a bigger version of that. So this was essentially the totem Pokemon of the gym battle. Oh yeah. And I get that's whatever. But okay, so I don't
really care for them. I don't really care for this gimmick. I just want to say that. But it doesn't bother me. It's one of those things. It's like, okay, well, there's that. It's kind of like with Z moves. Like, I thought that they were too cheesy, but it's whatever. Like, you don't have to use them. It could just be there.
I liked the cinematic approach, and then the whole point of, well, any Pokemon can use them, so then it makes basically any Pokemon viable. And it's like, well, okay, so that's just a general balancing move, and that's cool. But yeah, outside of that, it's not really that great. It's literally just a big move anyone can do. And this is just literally any Pokemon can get extra big. It's a visually cool thing. I don't know. It's a natural progression, I guess.
God, I can't wait to see what Wailord looks like.
Wailord. I want to see the tiniest Pokemon. I want to see a blown up Joltik.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to think of. I was like, I know that there's a tiny Pokemon, but I couldn't think of what it was.
Oh,
yeah, Joltik.
Yeah,
all right.
They're tiny.
Yeah.
I love them. They're tiny little spiders. The little spiders I would not mind having around. I guess they're ticks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay. All right, so I want to talk about something that I'm extremely excited about. And that is the return of the bicycle. The bicycle's coming back.
I could not be happier. And I would also like to point out that it's not just a land bicycle, apparently. It goes through water as well.
Yeah, which is super random, but whatever. I'm just glad that it's back. I was never okay with them taking it away. I understand a lot of people seem to be very excited when they removed the bicycle, that they didn't want anything to do with the bicycle, that it just makes so much more sense to be riding Pokemon. But here's the thing. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, when they first introduced the riding Pokemon, here's like, okay, here's a Charizard, here's a Tauros, here's a Stoutland, here's a Sharpedo. Go ahead and ride them. Those are how you get around now. I was like, okay, but those are never your Pokemon. And then also I hated the suit. The suit just made me not want to use the ride Pokemon just because of how much of an eyesore it was. And then Let's Go tries to address this problem by like, okay, well you can ride your Pokemon still, but now it's a Pokemon on your team. And it's like, okay, so well this kind of also feels like an HM slave, because now it's like, well if I want to move faster I have to keep an Arcanine on my team. It's like, well, okay, well ride a Charizard instead. I don't want to make that decision. I want to ride a bike. Yeah. I want to ride a bike.
Like I don't mean to play like I don't think it's devil's advocate is the term, but to be like, you got to think of the Pokemon. What if they don't want to run you everywhere all the time? Just ride a bike. But seriously, like, how hard is it to just program an animation where you're literally not doing anything but moving your legs?
Right.
Like, the bike doesn't even have to interact with anything. It just has to move you faster.
Would I just, if ride Pokemon are still in Sword and Shield, I wouldn't care. Like what I've always wanted is just the option to pick either or. Like, if sometimes you want to use the bike, you can use the bike. If sometimes you want to ride your Pokemon, you can ride your Pokemon. I feel like they should have done that in Sword and Shield. I thought it was, Let's Go. Like, it's funny when you go into the bike shop in Cerulean City, and he's like, "Yep, I got bikes, but I ain't giving you one."
Yeah, exactly. It's not even I'm not giving you one. It's here's a price tag you'll literally never be able to afford because of actual limitations in the game. Levels of because it was $1 million. The most you could ever have was $999,000. Actually, I don't even know if it goes that high. I just know you can't have literally $1 million in old Game Boy Pokemon. So don't quote me on the actual number. Here's the actual number on screen.
Wait, are you talking about on Let's Go, or are you talking about in Pokemon Blue and Red?
Like actual original Pokemon, when they had the balls to say, here's a bike you can have if you can afford it. You can't afford it because you don't have that much money. And literally, if you try to hack in that much money, you can't, because you can't actually have as much money as it requires you to have to purchase a bike from the man for $1 million. So it's like the biggest middle finger. And they haven't done that since. It's always been like, oh, hey man, you're a kid. Here's a bike. I'm just take it out. It's for free. Like they never really just. There's no sort of like, hey, here's a cool thing you can do. You. It's always like, here's a cool thing you can do. Go on. Mm-hmm. There's never anything.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. There's no foreshadowing. There's nothing to work for. It's just. Here's the thing.
Yep, so that's my biggest excitement. I'm just glad the bikes are back. I mean, don't get me wrong, everything else is beautiful, but I'm just glad the bikes are back. And if I start seeing people say that, like, oh, the bikes, like, I never liked to ride Pokemon, I was like, you're full of shit, because I remember everybody saying that they that they love the ride Pokemon. And if now retroactively everyone's changing their mind, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Man, I'm gonna have to just let go of all of that and just be like, you know what? It's okay. If there's riding Pokemon, that'll be fine, because the wild Pokemon walking around doing whatever are apparently here, so that's neat. But I mean, just that's the fact true. That because then you have to also understand they have to sit there and animate your character interacting in some way, shape, or fashion with every Pokemon if it's rideable. Like, maybe they'll do that. I don't know how hardcore they're going for this Pokemon game. So that's the thing, because people are saying, oh, some of it want it to be Breath of the Wild, some of it don't want it to be Breath of the Wild with Pokemon because Breath of the Wild already exists. And I'm like, there is absolutely 100% zero excuse for this game not to have actual Breath of the Wild like capabilities and properties. If they're trying to build it up to be this big actual adventure, like, and they're trying to show me all this cool stuff it can do, then the way I expect it to interact with should be the following. I should be able to walk up to, like, a Pokemon I see there, go into a battle with it, capture it, walk around with it, have it follow me around. Maybe they just didn't have any of the characters have their Pokemon follow them in any of the cutscenes. Because you can do that in Pokemon Let's Go. You can make literally none of your Pokemon follow you.
Right.
So you know, I should be able to walk up to, like, what is it? What is the little stuffed bear? Stuffle, right?
Who?
The little stuffed bear that becomes Beware. It's a Stuffle.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Is that what it's called? A Stuffle? I want to be able to walk up to a Stuffle. I want to catch it. I want to be able to have it follow me around. I want to train it until it's a Beware, and then, like, ride on its back or something, or have it carry me in its little big stubby arms, like Machamp did, but with stubby arms instead of strong, muscularly weird arms. Like, just, I don't know. I want a full level of immersion here that I almost got with Let's Go, but I don't want it to be a garbage, watered-down remake of Red and Yellow with throwing balls. Like, I want actual Pokemon, but I want what they did with Let's Go, but just so much better.
Bigger and better.
Like, actual, like, Let's Go is 100% them testing the waters on Switch. Like, you have to know it's what they were doing.
Yeah. Oh, blatantly, man. It's cause one of the things that people like to complain about is that Game Freak first go at Pokemon on the new hardware is usually the weakest entry. So they must have done that with Pokemon Let's Go. Like, all right, well, like, let's do this. We have plenty of excuse by remaking an old game, and no one can really come down hard on us because it's an old game. It's an old remake game or something. So I'm kind of hoping that Sword and Shield is definitely the go at trying to utilize the hardware. And I'm sure that whatever limitations are here, or whatever we don't see, we're probably going to see. We're going to see bigger and better by the following generation. I mean, just look at the way that X and Y, how it started movement off, and then it looked slightly different in Oris. And then by the time that they hit Sun and by the time that they hit Sun and Moon, it was like free range moving. And I remember you specifically being super hyped on the movement in that game.
Oh, Sun and Moon? Sun and Moon. Sun
yeah,
and Moon?
Sun and Moon.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, because X and Y is basically just the same DS Pokemon game, but with full 3D everything. It's still 8-way directional movement. Oris kind of breaks away from that, but Sun and Moon was, you could just move anywhere, and with a circle pad, it was like actual 3D world movement. Yeah, absolutely, I was thrilled for that. That was like the first right step in the right direction for, bigger than just 8-bit Pokemon.
Right. Okay. So here's my next question then. All right, so knowing that, and knowing or seeing the evolution of the games, how do you feel about being able to control the camera? I think that they actually made a point in the Direct to point that out.
Yes.
What do you think?
It's about time.
How do you feel about it?
Yes.
It's about time.
What? Okay.
Do you feel?
Okay. No. Here's the thing. This is the Nintendo Switch. On the Nintendo Switch, the first Mario title is the most absolute revolutionary 3D Mario adventure that has been seen since Mario 64. On the Nintendo Switch, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came out first day and has blown people's success crazy. And then by now, okay, the honeymoon phase is over, and there's some people who will say they don't like it, and there's people who will say, well, they didn't like it from the beginning, that's fine. I don't care about that. There's things I don't like about it. I love it. 600 plus hours. I love it. It's amazing. It is insane. There is an insane amount of level of freedom that you can do. It is an actual wide open world that you can explore. This is the Nintendo Switch that is launching with Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. the same Nintendo Switch that has the same Mario Odyssey adventure with the same Breath of the Wild open world, do anything, go anywhere adventure. This is the world of Pokemon. Why do I have to... I want to go to this town, so I gotta cut my way through Route 32, and then if I want to go through this town, I gotta take a shortcut here, and it's... I just want to go there. I want to go wherever. I want to actually explore the world of Pokemon. They give me a world of Pokemon to explore. And it's the Nintendo Switch. There's no excuse not to give that.
So do you think that ledges are still going to be a barrier?
There absolutely will have to be some sort of innate barrier. I don't know if that's going to be with level scaling. Say you get to the quote-unquote first guy and... I mean, they say, maybe they even said it was the first gym, so there has to be something, some sort of tour, but I want to explore the world of Pokemon. I don't want to be taken on a tour, like Unova, or even X and Y for that matter.
Yeah, for sure, I agree. Yeah, I mean, everything looks very grand in scale from the direct feed, and it definitely feels bigger and better. But I also still have my reservations, and I still feel like very excited to check out the game for myself, and I can't wait to see what it is. But I kind of want to keep my expectations a little bit grounded, just because I don't think that it's going to be Breath of the Wild.
Sure, and
Pokemon Edition.
Sure, I had to have even said that I would love it to be Breath of the Wild Pokemon, but only in the sense that Breath of the Wild really feels like you're going on an adventure that you can explore the world set forth before your eyes and discover things. I don't want to be shown things and then be like, oh, and also here's this cool thing. I want to go somewhere and explore a little area that maybe I didn't know I was supposed to go to, right? And then maybe you're not supposed to go that way yet, but oh my god, look, you found this cool Pokemon off the beaten path, and I don't know, man. I want to explore a world of Pokemon. Like, that's the only way I can explain that in one clean sentence, you know what I mean? Like, without blaring on for an hour, like an idiot that I am. Like, I just want to explore. It's a world of Pokemon. I want to go. I want to see it.
I can't wait to explore either.
But the game, so the gameplay, the wild area, the world setup, the Pokemon, what even is there left? What haven't we covered? Because it looks beautiful. Like the everything I've seen about it, when they do their camera sweeping landscape shots, and it's just, oh my god, inject this game directly into my eyeballs, please. What? Okay, so let's talk about something then. Pokemon models. What do you think? They look good? Do they look HD enough?
The Pokemon?
Do they look like they're just? Do they look like they're just copy pasted over, but with a fresh coat of paint?
Well, I think that there was a comparison of Pikachu from Let's Go, and then the Pikachu that was found in the first trailer.
Ooh. And
yeah, I don't know. Did you ever see that?
No, I must have missed that.
Yeah. So, I think that I don't think it's the same model, but because they're like, you can see that there is some differences between the two. As far as Pokemon models, I mean, dude, they all look great. If in the trailer where they were showing off when the wild area where you can see, like, God, what was that Pokemon from Gen 5? Semitoad? You just see Semitoad just walking around like if it was freaking Bigfoot or something.
Yeah.
It looked great. It looked so good. I think that the models look fine. I'm so glad that they're going with the approach of seeing the wild Pokemon out in the world.
Yes.
I think it makes logical sense with what they're trying to go for. It's like you said earlier, it's Pokemon on the Switch. It is, of course, they have to go with some big scale thing, and I think that putting the Pokemon out in the wild is the right approach, especially when you, or if you compare, like, how mundane and plain Let's Go look, but you can still see the Pokemon out and about. This one goes the camera just feels well, it's looser, it's freer, right? But then you're seeing these Pokemon walk around, and then like there's a sunset in the background, and it just adds so much depth to the world that we're seeing. So yeah, in that sense, graphic or the models, they look great, and everything looks like it belongs here. Yeah, that said, there was something else that I wanted to say, and I completely lost it. So can you please?
Would it? No, I mean, you're raising very valid points. I don't want to entirely stop you, but I mean, look. Okay, so another thing I want to point out.
I'm talking about I'm talking about after I pause. Okay, so go ahead. Another thing.
The user interface. We see that. I just noticed. Okay. Right here. Okay, right. 851. It shows you, and maybe a little bit before that. 850.
Oh, Thunderbolt, light screen. Okay. Where they're showing off Dynamax.
It shows off their attacks, and then Dynamax clicks on just like Mega Evolution does, which I don't even know. I mean, obviously they're not going to show that right now, but I would be very hard pressed to find it's not in this game in some shape or fashion, if not in the same fashion
Mega
of Let's Go. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a Let's Go Evolution approach and just like, oh, it has a stone, who cares? All the Pokemon could inherently Mega Evolve, I mean, in that game, I think. I'm pretty sure. Unless you had to buy the... No, I don't remember having to buy any stone. I remember just giving it, and then they could Mega Evolve, inherently. So they might do that.
Gave it to you?
Well, no, yeah, they just give you do the thing at the end of the game, and they're like, oh, by the way, you can do this. Or maybe it was like near the end. I can't remember when they give it to you. It's been a while since I played.
They give it to, yeah, they do. Because I have the, because I remember using Charizard Y at some point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they just give you the bangle. You have the bracelet, you put it on, and then any Pokemon who can Mega Evolve just inherently can. If that's what they're going to do here, I'm not entirely sure. That's another thing. How much are they willing to throw out how much are they willing to throw out in order to still make this a concise Pokemon game? Like, how many times can they add in a generic NPC to go find to trade to get your legendary to turn a certain form, or to get an item to make your one Pokemon evolves the oddly specific way? Like, there's only so many things they can have. Oh, this is just out in the wild somewhere. You go to this oddly specific location to get it. Like, I don't know, man. There's so much. This has been going on for so long. There are so many items, so many key items, so many evolution items. Like, how much are they willing to just keep the same way for the sake of saying it's the same game, and also change all this other crap about it? Like, oh my god, Mega Evolutions, Alolan forms, Primal.
Well, I feel like Mega Evolutions had to be in, or they decided to put Mega Evolutions in the Let's Go games just out of Kanto pandering, because it's like a majority of the mega forms are from Kanto, so it's like, well, yeah, here's a thing. Remember that? Well,
I guess so.
Here too, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mega Evolutions aren't in this game, and frankly, I wouldn't be bothered by it, because it's like we had our time with it, right?
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I still want to be able to have a Giratina on my HD TV in Origin form, battling a Mewtwo that can Mega Evolve in the middle of battle and go even crazier with the cooler look and stronger power. Like, I want my Pokemon, I want my modern Pokemon game to be able to do all the cool shit all the other Pokemon games before it did. Because that's what every other Pokemon game before it did.
Yeah, well, I guess when you put it that way.
I mean...
But it's just...
Because even if it was like the only way to even get a Pokemon was to trade it in, and then you go find an NPC. Like, even if that's how they do it for the Switch version, that's still fine. That's like, because that's the way you could always do it. That's the whole point. Pokemon Bank, get everything into the bank, get Pokemon Home, put them into your Switch version. And it's like, if you're gonna omit some certain things, then why bother? If you're gonna omit Mega Evolution, then why bother bringing over my Mawile, who was trained specifically only for Mega Evolving? You know, like, I don't know. So I think at some point there's gonna have to keep. They obviously have to keep the majority of those things in. My question again is, are they gonna have? Are you gonna have to have the bangle and the stone? Can I just get the bangle and they can inherently do it? Like, is there a switch somewhere, or do I go talk to a guard? Like, I don't know, man. There's so much we don't know.
Do you know? Okay, so do you know generally how the timeline of the Pokemon games go? Is every game just like is it canonically like one after the other? Like the events from one game happen like that year, and then the events from the following generation happen that later year, or like in subsequent years, or do you know if it like crisscrosses at any point?
The way I know it is, I mean, obviously, and then the best way I can explain how I'm about to explain this is the Pokemon, that one, whatever newest movie where Pikachu talks at the end, and it's like a retelling of Ash's journey.
Pokemon I Choose You?
Yeah, it's a retelling of Ash's journey from day one, but retold under the concept as if all these Pokemon they've introduced up until then existed at that point as well. Because obviously back then when it was in its inception, they didn't have 700 Pokemon.
Right.
But
so there was, so you weren't gonna see Incineroar in
sure.
Gen 1 because it didn't exist.
Right. So but then they're like, oh, here's a retelling of how that story went down, but with everything we know now. And it's like, I mean, that's cool and all, I guess. That's nice, but you know. So when you're looking at remakes in games, then you would just look at the newest version of that. So that being said, something along the lines of Fire Red, Leaf Green.
Like the game remakes are essentially the video game version of the Pokemon I Choose You movie.
Essentially, yeah.
Basically what you're saying, right?
Yes. So that being said, the newest ones, Fire Red, Leaf Green, would start, and then Heart Gold and Soul Silver is the sequel. Fire Red and Leaf Green happened around the same time as Oris, and then Oris obviously happened around the same time as X and Y, as well as Sun and Moon are happening somewhere. No, I don't know. And then this one is, I don't know yet. Oh yeah, Black and White's in there too. Who cares about those? No, I love those games. Those were fun.
Yeah. Gen 5 is what brought me back, actually.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it was a good one. I like the change in animation. That kind of goes back to what you were saying. People get pissed at the old, Gen 4 was still static sprites, but Gen 5 was all this crazy shit. And it's like, well, you could have done that before. It's like, well, yeah, but we didn't know we could do that. Well, we don't want to do too much and blow up a cartridge or something.
Right. I mean, usually their first games are very safe. And I mean, that's exactly what Let's Go was. So. Yes,
that's what Let's Go was getting on the Switch. That's what X and Y was. It was literally a 3D version of the 2D ones that came before it. Even on the DS, like I said, it was static images. And then by the time they figured out what they were doing, they're like, hey, you know what? We can actually. They're constantly moving. Look at that. It's crazy, right? Damn.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's finish up the discussion by talking about the legendaries.
Oh God, yes. The furry bait's waiting to happen. One's basically
okay.
Okami.
So you said that on Twitter. You said that on Twitter. So can you explain that?
Rejoice.
All right.
I don't know, man. One of the things I saw was they look like Digimon, but what is it? It wasn't a Digimon. It was
the Power Rangers, like the Megazords.
I think it might have been that. Definitely one of the, not Zoids, because that was the last one. It was something, but as soon as they said that, I thought, yeah, no, that's exactly what that is. Neopets. They're Neopets. It's exactly what they are. That's a Neopet with a sword, and that's a Neopet whose main is a shield. You cannot convince me otherwise. They went to Neopet.com with someone's DeviantArt account, submitted, and was just like, yeah, that'll work. Some kid was like, yeah, I played Okami once. Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I couldn't. But whatever. Okay, they're fine for what they are, because you have to also think, what is this? Is this England, Britain, Scotland? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember which country it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be the UK.
Oh, just straight up like the whole.
So
I don't even know what the whole UK consists of. I am so culturally ignorant. That's not the point. Idiot Americanness aside, talking about Pokemon here. I forgot. I lost. Oh, Sword and Shield, UK. What? I don't know. Knights, dragons. You think medieval England, castles, shit like that, right? So I can kind of, you know what? Sword and Shield, knights, dragons. I can. Okay, you know what? I can kind of see that. But then, what about UK? I'm holding my microphone like a Shakespearean asshole, so my audio's gonna be all weird there for a second. But what part about the UK mythology is a wolf with a sword in its mouth and a lion whose mane is a shield? Like, it's like you said, it's too on the nose, and that's probably what I don't like about them the most.
Yeah, they don't bother me too much. I don't think that they look great by any means, but it's kind of like, it is what it is. I think when I just definitely did not care anymore was when I seen somebody tweet, oh god, what did they say? It was something like, well, nobody uses the legendaries anyway, so it was like, yeah, I guess that's true, but we do have to buy these boxes with their faces on, and that art is not good.
Exactly. Oh my god, hang on, I gotta skip to it. I gotta see it so I can talk about it, and I can tell it how ugly it is to its dumb face. Oh, look at that. You're gonna, okay, this is perfect. Here it is. There's someone, you didn't pay attention to the hype. You know Pokemon exists. You know it is a thing. You walk into a video game store, you see this on the shelf alongside other Nintendo Switch games, and this is what you're looking at. You're like, this is a baby game. I don't want this. You take one look at Pokemon Shield. This is garbage. You might look at Pokemon Sword. It's like, I mean, okay, I can kind of see something cool going on here, but it also looks like some DeviantArt like, that may not necessarily be a bad thing per se, but I guess I can't really, you know what? I guess I can't even say what the hell was I expecting from a Pokemon cover at this point. I mean, what even have we had to go by before? Are they all Kin Sugimori drawings? Is this Kin Sugimori drawing? Did Kin Sugimori draw this, or is it that same guy who was in the trailer earlier? I'm gonna go find his name right damn now. Where is he? I worked on so many Pokemon in this game for you, and that was his name. Where is he? He starts speaking English without a translator, and you're like, oh, I can understand this guy. James Turner. Yeah. Did you make this box art, James Turner? Do I have you to thank for this? Is this your doing, my man?
Probably. It probably is.
I don't know. It's for kids. It's Pokemon. Pokemon's for kids. I'll never be able to say that enough. It's for kids, and that's who's gonna look at this and go, I want this one, or whatever. Like, that's all that matters. As long as they're selling this game, that's all they care about, and it's gonna sell. I'm looking at it right now, 1.2 million views. This game is gonna sell.
Oh, I mean, definitely. Like I said in the video on my channel, it's like they could put out the dullest game, and it's still gonna sell. I mean,
it's gonna suck,
so,
and
at least
I just want to say, if Pokemon put out the absolute worst game ever, it would sell, but it would backlash suck so hard, and you know it would.
Yeah, of course. So I mean, at least we get something where they're trying, you know?
Yeah, and it's hard to say, and I know they're trying because when you see all the stuff that they're showing that the game can do, like, there's so much going on here, so you know they're trying, and they've been trying. They're Pokemon. This is Game Freak. They're not their first time at the rodeo. We know they're not f***ing around. We know they're not lazy, but at the same time, you look at Pokemon box art. You look at the Pokemon box art for Pokemon Shield, and it's just like, what am I doing with my life?
Well, if we're lucky, they'll put in some pretty dope. If we're lucky, they'll put in some pretty dope design on the inside, and you could just flip it around.
Oh,
I know that they did that with what was the game? I think they did that with The World Ends With You. It's a remake of a DS game.
Yes.
They did that with that.
Yes, they did it with that. They did that with Mario Odyssey, which is the Jump Up Superstar lyrics on the reverse. They did that with a world map.
Is it?
Yes, they did it with a world map on the back end of New Super Mario Brothers. And Nintendo Labo reverse is it's a notebook. I don't know
okay,
why.
So all right, so we both agree that generally this feels very positive. I mean, we have our gripes with the box art, but everything else is pretty much positive, right?
I mean, it's Pokemon. I'm gonna buy Pokemon Sword. I'm gonna play the hell out of it, and I'm gonna have like the time of my life. Even if there's things where I hate it, I'm gonna play it and have fun. It's Pokemon.
You think you're gonna put 600 hours in it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, if it turns out to be as much fun to play as Breath of the Wild has been, then absolutely, yes, it will.
Right now on my Switch, the game that I have the most time put into is it's Xenoblade. I was gonna say Xenogear. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Oh yeah.
And then after that it's Breath of the Wild. So I'm hoping that I get enough gameplay and enough time in this where it stands up there with Xenoblade.
How much is it? How many hours is Xenoblade at?
God, I want to say 110 or something.
Oh, rookie hours, boys, 600 plus.
Yeah, but it's cause one day I'm hopping between my Switch, the next day I'm playing my 3DS, and the next day I'm playing my Game Boy SP. Like I jump around. I don't really stick with one thing forever.
I'm not a one console kind of man.
I'm a whore for consoles.
I'm a whore for Pokemon. Yeah. Oh, good. That's a good thing. That's what we're talking about. Cool. So.
Alrighty, Arthur. Well, it was fun doing this discussion. I'm glad that you invited me over to do this. Let's do it again sometime. Maybe in E3 or I don't know. Whenever you want.
Oh my God. Hopefully something with more structure and time. Because look at this. Look at how much long. 54 minutes.
I was like, all right, well, everyone, thanks for listening. If you guys want to check out my content, you can go over to itsumoListless on YouTube. I'm sure that Arthur can put a description or God dang it. I'm sure that Arthur can put a
text on screen, link in the description. I got you, dude. You will have your name in lights, maybe a light. I'll put a candle on screen.
Alright guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
How do I stop this? Oh no.